So hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about the most essential players that we guys need to have in our game week 1 team, and also I'm gonna answer some burning questions of this year's FPL, that is who to go for between Diaz and Robertson as a third Liverpool asset, and who to pick between Haaland and Harry Kane. So do yourself a favor, watch this till the end and don't forget to smash that like button, and without further ado we'll just get right into it. So starting off with Liverpool duo, who I think everyone must have in their teams, is Mohamed Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So Mohamed Salah is priced at 13 million, which is quite high, but I think he's value for his price, and so is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is priced at 7.5 million. So both of them's expected point is 5.5 for game week 1, which is quite low according to me. I think they will get at least 8 to 10 points against Fulham. Then it's Crystal Palace, Man United, Bournemouth and Newcastle, one of the best run of fixtures in the first 5 games, and I think both of them are undroppable and everyone must have in their teams. So now moving to the most important question, who to go for between Diaz and Robbo as a third Liverpool asset. So Robertson is priced at 7.0 million, who is 1 million cheaper than Diaz and is a defender, so he's a most nailed on pick between the two. He will start every single game and will play at least 80 minutes. If they are dominating a lot, then he might get substituted for Simicas, might get some game time, but Robbo is literally a nailed on pick, and his point potential for game week 1 is 5.2, which is much better than Robbo, which is much better than Diaz, which is 4.2. His expected goals is 0.06, obviously because he's a defender, but his expected assist for game week 1 is 0.20, which is on par with Diaz. So Robertson, if Liverpool keep a clean sheet, will get the clean sheet points, and also if he gets attacking returns like a assist, he will get those points too, plus bonuses. So his expected assists are on par with Diaz. So Diaz only overtakes Robertson in that expected goals ratio, which is 0.40, and I think that is subjected to only Fulham game. I think in the first game week, that is against Fulham, Diaz could just explode, can score 2-3 goals, but after that I think the fixtures get little bit tighter, and I think Robertson has the edge. So I think Robertson is the best pick among the two, but what Diaz offers is he's a midfielder, and though he's 1.0 million cheaper, the midfielders in the mid-range, that is lower of 8.0, that is midfielders from 6 to 8.0, are not that good. They don't offer guaranteed points, whereas Robertson, or in the defense, you can downgrade Robertson to some between 6.5 or 6 million defenders, or even 5.5 to 5 million defenders, and they offer a great number of points, and they are nailed on fixtures and also offer attacking threat, and which literally means that we can replace Robertson with a lower budget defender, but we can't replace Diaz with lower budget midfielder and accept the same number of points. So if you're going for flexibility, I think Diaz is a better choice, but if you're going to target some fixtures and if you want a long-term option, I think Robertson is the better one. And when Jota gets fit, which I think will be in game week 2 or game week 3, I think Diaz is gonna be subject to rotation. Right now everyone is forgetting about Bobby Firmino too. I think if Bobby Firmino remains fit, I think he will be a nailed on kind of option in that striking force too. So literally that means that's gonna be 4 players vying for 2 positions, attacking positions in that Liverpool front line. So when everyone is fit, I think Diaz is subject to great amount of rotation, and even if he starts, he will get substituted around 60-70 mark. So Robertson for me is the nail on pick in my side, but if you guys want some flexibility, you can go for Diaz. So everyone has this tendency to go for a new shining toy. In this case it's Holland, who is priced at 11.5 million and did score a goal against Bayern Munich in the 40 minutes he played for Manchester City. Though Pep Guardiola did suggest that he isn't quite fit right now, we need to keep an eye on the Community Shield fixture against Liverpool later this week. If he starts and if he performs well, or even if he comes off the bench and performs well, I think he is the one we should go for, because he has the best run of fixtures. After that West Ham game, he has got Bournemouth, Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. He scored 22 goals last season and has 7 assists. His expected points for game week 1 are better than Kane's, which is 5.0, which is quite obvious, and expected goals are obvious too. But talking about Harry Kane, I think he's in best shape of his life, and under Conte I think he's gonna flourish. He has developed his game for the past 2 seasons. He has also become a chief creator, sort of, because last season he has got 17 goals and also got 11 assists, which is quite remarkable. And this season too, I think he's gonna be right up there with the likes of Salah, and I think he's gonna score more number of goals than last season, because I think he's gonna be at the end of crosses from Doherty and Perisic, and Tottenham have recruited well. And I think he is also a very good pick. If it's not clear if Haaland is gonna start or not at the start of the season, I would go with Kane. But I do want Holland for that game week 2 to game week 5 run, between where he'll be coming up against Bournemouth, Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest, whereas in game week 2 Kane has Chelsea. So if Holland isn't fit, I would go for Kane and bring Holland in game week 2 to game week 5, and if he's fit, I will start off with Holland right away. So I don't think it's a great idea to double up on Chelsea's James and Chilwell. I think Chelsea have a lot to sort out at the start of the season. I think Tuchel has said that he's not satisfied with the transfer window and he wants more players in. Though they have got Koulibaly, which is a good replacement for Rudiger, I think they also need one more centre back, and I don't trust Azpilicueta. I think he might leave for Barcelona too. So Chilwell right now hasn't trained properly yet, and I think has some niggles and might miss out at the start of the season. But even if he gets fit, I think you should go for only one of them. But if you look at their underlying numbers, they are as better, if not better than Trent. They are on par with Robertson. In the few games that Chilwell played, he has scored 3 goals and also got 1 assist. His expected points for game week are on par with James, but his expected goals are 0.22, which is quite higher. But James provides more number of assists, and Chilwell has a tendency to go inside the box a lot. So that's the difference between the two. If you want Chilwell, you will be sure that he will be getting more number of goals, and if you go for James, he'll be getting number of assists. But I think James is a more nailed on pick and is fit right now. So if you want to go for one Chelsea defender, I think James is the one you should go for, and I strongly suggest not to double up on Chelsea's defense at the start of the season, even if they bring in some defensive options, because right now I think they are in a disarray, and I think their integration might require some time. That might be between 3 to 4 game weeks. So I suggest you to go for only one Chelsea defender, and I think it should be James at 6.0 million. So this is strictly for the 3 premium draft. So if you haven't gone for Salah, Harry Kane and Holland as your 3 premiums and you want a midfielder in, then it's a contest between De Bruyne and Son. Both are priced at 12 million, both aren't on penalties, and I think De Bruyne has got a better run of fixtures. He's got 15 goals last season, has 8 assists, and I think he is kind of nailed on starter at the start of the season when there are no competition, that is no Champions League or Cup games. And his expected points for game week 1 are 4.7, expected goals are 0.25, which is slightly lower than Son, and expected assists obviously is 0.31, which is slightly higher. I don't think there's much between the two, but if you're going for a premium, it depends upon which striker you have gone for. If you're gone for Harry Kane, I suggest you go for De Bruyne. If you're gone for Holland, I suggest you go for Son. But if you want to triple up on Man City, I think it's gonna be Ederson, and it's gonna be a defender and then Holland. That's the favorite 3 Man City assets that you guys need to have. Nobody's gonna go for a midfielder, cause 8 million midfielders, Foden, Grealish, who is priced at 7 million, and Mahrez, who is priced at 8 million. Nobody knows how they're gonna rotate among themselves. Even De Bruyne might miss one or two games. So I think it's better to triple up. If you're gonna triple up on Man City players, it should be Holland, it must be 2 defenders or a defender and a goalkeeper. Whereas Tottenham, I think the clear 3 favorites Tottenham assets are Kane, Son and Perisic. So these 2 for me are also nailed on picks and I think are essentials for game week 1. So Cancelo is priced at 10.0 million, is priced similarly to Robertson, and I think is on par with Robertson to be a nailed on or essential to have in game week 1. He has the best run of fixtures, actually better than that of Liverpool. He scored 1 goal and had 11 assists last season. His expected points are 4.7 for game week 1, but after that you can blindly go for a 8-pointer, and if he gets some attacking returns that add bonus points to that too, then his expected goals for game week 1 are 0.14, expected assists 0.18. I don't think I need to talk much about him. If Man City don't sign another fullback, I think he starts that left back and cements that left back position for rest of the season. But even if Man City sign a fullback, I don't think he gets dropped. I think he plays a right back and Walker gets dropped, and sometimes, and other times he'll play as a left back. So I think he's gonna be a permanent fixture in that Man City side. Then it's gonna be Gabriel Jesus, who I think is right now the most owned player in the game, and I think for that fact alone you should own him, because if he hauls, then you will get a red arrow, a much bigger red arrow. He has already scored a couple of goals in the preseason friendlies. His expected game week points are 3.1, which is quite low. I think he will score in most of his games in the starting game weeks. He might score 15 to 20 goals this season, and he should score, I think, because Arsenal with their youngsters are pretty interesting to watch, pretty exciting to watch, and have a good attack line. And his expected goals for game week 1 are 0.43. Expected assists are actually better than Cancelo, 0.20, and I think his teammates are gonna benefit from his all-round game too. So Cancelo and Gabriel Jesus, I think, are very essential players for you guys to own in game week 1. So that's it guys, these are the essential players I think you lot should have in your game week 1 teams. So do let me know who you are going for as the third Liverpool asset in your draft, and also who have you chosen between Holland and Kane. And I hope you liked the video. Do smash that like button. I'll also subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting another content in coming days, and hopefully I'll be doing this for the rest of the season. So good luck and see you in the next one.